Welcome back to another episode of LavaCraft. Today we're going to start by going down memory lane. We're not doing a world walkthrough or anything, but we're coming back to Beginnings Hill and we are checking out our very first storage system. That's right, today we're going to be knocking another sign off the thing. The task board. We're going to be building the biggest redstone project I've ever built. I ran the numbers. I think I know what we need to do to make our item storage system. The main one we're going to use for the rest of our time in this world, probably. We'll see. I don't know, but it's going to be ongoing for a couple of years, so we need a couple years of storage for this mega base and projects in the future. Once we leave the mega base, I'm sure we will still be using it. But yeah, let's check out how we started our beginning of our journey. This was our very first storage system, you guys, and it still has stuff in there. Look at that. So humble and cute. This little hobbit-esque hole. Yeah, we even had a little automated collection area for our little fishes when we were fishing on the docks. So the very first storage system. Now, after we left our little hole in the mountain, our little hill, really, we're at a mountain now, we decided to go a little bit further, not too far, over to what we have called the bubble base. That's right. I still really like this. It's got all the different types of wood in here somewhere, at least. I remember that was a fun project we did. And we decided to make our second storage system. Hi, Birdie. Haven't seen you in a while. Sorry. Hope you're not hungry. But yeah, this was our second storage system. A little bit fancier this time. Again, we still have items in here. I think it's fun to leave some items in there. Obviously, I've probably come raided some of them that we really needed, but it's a little bit fancier than our last one. We upgraded from signs to item frames, which is a little bit nicer. We even have our discontinued book of tips and tricks here. Don't worry about it. And our death tracker. I'm glad we stopped tracking those because we probably have had at least 3 or 4 in between episodes. Yeah. I mean, let me know if you want me to bring them back, but for now, I don't think so. Yeah, as you guys can see, over here we have our map and our super big map. Don't worry about this, though, because we are not worried about this today. We're just going through all of our storage systems. So, those were our main 2 storage systems. There is one other notable one that we're going to check out before we hop into our current storage system that needs to be upgraded, and that is over at the Mega Farm. So, if we fly down this giant dangerous wall, hopefully our elytra don't break while we're over this. It should be good. We get to a crack in the wall, which is our mega farm. So our mega farm was our first big and only automatic item storage system until our current one. So there's a bunch of different farms here. It even gets a little bit laggy, but yeah, we fed them all into a central storage area. So one of our tasks is to actually rip all of this down, so it might be the last time we show it on camera, I'm not sure. It has served us well. We have all of our melons and all of our pumpkins and honey pots and stuff like that. Look at that, super cool. Yeah, this storage system wasn't big enough, so we ended up expanding this again, which we'll check out in a second. But basically, it filters all the items through the top and then the bottom using a ridiculous amount of hoppers. Another thing I would like to kind of reduce is the amount of hoppers in this area, because it's kind of nuts. I mean, even just the wool farm alone, look at that. Absolutely insane. Way too many hoppers. Way too much wool, too. And speaking of way too much wool, we have another project and more hoppers down here. But yeah, look at this. This is our overflow wool storage. So we have an unlimited amount of wool. It's nuts. It's nuts, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and sleep. So yeah, we can check it out in the daylight. And good morning. So this is our wool storage system. As you can see, there are carpets on everything over here so that mobs won't spawn, so we can keep getting those creepers. But yeah, Oh, what are you doing, buddy? And it looks like not all of the shears have broken yet. I've been kind of hoping that they would, because we have too much wool. Yeah, yeah. And you know what's scary? They're all full. They're all full, you guys. Not all of them, but pretty much. I mean, look at that. It goes like up to that one right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we'll say about 12, at least 12 double chests of every wool type. It's nuts. It's too much wool. Okay, good. We're running out of sun. That's good. Honestly. I don't know what we're going to use all this wool for. And then our overflow right here, all these chests. And this is the overflow for the entire farm. So every single item that gets filtered and stuff like that, this is what ends up. We've been getting a weird amount of glowing ink sacs in here just from the water in the farms that the squids kind of spawn in. So we have just like a passive amount of those coming in because we haven't finished or hooked up our actual squid farm over here, which you could see would be pretty productive if we could just, you know, work on that. Yeah, we need to work on that. Oh, look at that. Still did nothing. Never did anything with that. But yeah, if we could just work that, you know, finish this thing, put it all the way up here, could also add that item. So that's on our list of things that we need to accomplish in the next few weeks. But the thing that we're worried about today is the expansion of our current storage system. So we've checked out all of the item sorters and storage systems we've made in this world, except for the one that we're currently using. So let's fly over to that right now. It's over here, a big hole in the wall. And eventually, I think we're gonna, you know, kind of add on to it, not in this area, but it's all gonna be connected. So down here we have tons of different items that we've sorted. A lot of them we don't even need 3 double chests or 2 double chests for. Like, I doubt we're ever gonna have 2 double chests full of lecterns or any of these workstation blocks, for that being said. But you know what? We're sorting them just in case. And I've noticed that it's not big enough for some of the, you know, more heavily used items or gathered items like our stone and stuff like that. Like, even our sand fills up quite often and our cobblestone fills up all the time. So we're gonna have to expand, and not just because we need bulk storage, but also for more items. I underestimated the amount of items that we would mass produce, and we're gonna need to upgrade. So we're gonna hop into maybe the biggest, or at least the most ambitious redstone time lapse we've ever done. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this giant time lapse mode. Alrighty guys, bear with me. It's done. It's ugly. We've only finished the bottom layer of the outside decor, the outside decoration. It's mostly just there so that we can fly into it, which is still pretty hard to do. Oh, nice landing. Alright, so inside it gets a little bit complicated, but it's pretty cool. So we actually shouldn't start here. Eventually we're gonna have like a castle tower up top going up, but I needed a way to be able to fly into it, and we have made it. Look at this. Isn't it pretty? And we're finally making use of the portal here. This has been here. It was, I think, the second portal we ever made in our Nether hub, in hopes to one day utilize it for, you know, our main castle, our main storage area for the mega base. So it's already real pretty looking on the outside. Get away from me, piggy guy. Get out of here. So that's cool. Also, I've noticed that the zombies, or the villagers, have kind of been making their way in here and getting killed off, which isn't bad, because, I mean, it's sad, but it's not bad, because, you know, there's too many over there. So we can hop back in, because that's not what we're talking about today. Today, we're talking storage systems. But yeah, we made this little platform. You guys know how I like to have my workshop areas with a nice big open space where we can just throw down a bunch of shulkers and work on projects and things like that. So we're not going to end up doing too much more to the actual floor here. It seems a little complicated, but, well, it is complicated. We have all of our, you know, crafting tables in the floor with some lights. I don't know, you got to let me know what you think, but let's start explaining what's going on here, you guys. First off, we have our input for this entire thing. So we're going to talk about a little bit of redstone before we hop into what items we're actually sorting, which is almost all of them. Yeah, we have our input. So these four right here are just for general items that we can just toss in. I should have probably grabbed some items, so let's just grab some stuff. We'll grab these items because they are all sortable in this area. So we can just toss those in, and it will start feeding them out. Let's grab an empty shulker, because down here at the end, the fifth chest is also a shulker box unloader. So we can just throw in full shulker boxes, half empty, doesn't matter. It's going to get sorted. And you can hear a bunch of stuff going on in the background there. On the other side here, we have our fuel input for our mega smelter. That's right. Our regular input, our blast furnace input, and our food input. So we can put everything into it right here. We still haven't worked on the output for that yet. So let's go down in the maintenance area where we won't be spending too much time, hopefully, as long as nothing breaks. And when we go down here, we can see the shulker box unloader, which is you know, basically reading all the items and dispensing them from the shulker box. And then over here we have our auto dropper. It's so confusing. We have our auto dropping system feeding from our regular items. Let's see, how do I get around here? Let's see, it's yeah, I gotta walk all the way around, and I'll talk to you what those are in a second. But it basically, all of the items get fed into a water stream. The two different droppers are right over here. So this is for our regular items, and then over there is for our shulker box items, and they all go into the same item stream. So we can kind of sort, you know, two different item inputs at the same time, which is cool. It goes up into here and along into our item sorter. So yes, our old item sorter, which is over there, is connected to this. Essentially, that entire thing is our overflow, and also for the more unused items that we've kind of taken out some of the items that you know, we go through a lot, but don't have a ton of. So like things like emeralds, carrots, torches, stuff like that, stuff we use. So this first row here is going to be like our main area where we grab all the stuff we go through a ton of, or need for, you know, general use. This isn't being sorted, but we've been able to empty all of these shulker boxes. It's taken days, honestly, to go through them. So they're currently not full. Let's see, we have We can chuck another one in there so that we can keep seeing the items go round and round. So throw that there. We can get rid of this chest now. But yeah, we have all those items. We have all of our wood types. We have our planks, regular, and then up here we have our stripped and saplings, as well as these little mushroom things for the fungus. Over here we have all of our different ore types. We have all of them broken down, and then our redstone area over here for all those different things. Look at all the hoppers I found, pistons, stuff like that. A lot of them don't have the actual amount in there yet because we got to go through it. Over here is represented, but it's the deep slate emerald ore. We just only have one at the moment, so we got to go find another one. And then this one as well, deep slate lapis, deep slate coal. Yeah, we just put them over here because we don't need them, but we're collecting them for our treasure hoard. All of these, obviously, we have a ton of gunpowder elsewhere, but just for the random bits and bobs that we collect. Down here we have our quartz, some of our nether blocks, and then what I thought was fun, all the different dye types, so that we can just run over here if we need a quick dye. So that's fun. All of our broken down ores and ingots, which is cool. All of our block form stuff, so iron, obviously, copper, iron, gold, all that good stuff. So yeah, that's that side. Over here we have, obviously we don't have a ton of them now because we don't have a guardian farm yet. All of our ocean monument blocks, and hopefully eventually we'll be able to put more sea lanterns into this bad boy. But yeah, we don't have them yet. Then all of our blocks. So we have all of our blackstone, basalt, deep slate, and then into our stone types. We got our glass over here, smooth stone. We've been using the cracked stone brick a lot more, especially now that we have the mega smelter. It's easier to get. Sand, sandstone, diorite, granite, all that. And then andesite's in there somewhere. Is it in here? It better be. Yeah, there's right there. Okay, just making sure. Up here we have like our what is that? Mushroom blocks. Yeah, it's a bit more random up here. We have our crop types, stuff like this. This is from when I was building, so don't worry, it's not broken. I promise. I made sure. I've tested and tested and tested this thing. Yeah, we have our just random bits. We have all this leather. It's a bit ridiculous. Dripstone, amethyst, geode stuff. We have these in between every level as well on the top. So we have our crafting, our anvil, and our this thing. I don't know, sawbox, whatever it's called, stone cutter. All of our different nether brick types, and as you can see, we're actually sorting out our walls and fences for them up here as well, just because we go through, or are going to go through, a ton of them in this build. We have our chorus and end blocks. We have our random bits and bobs, our honey, slime, our ink sacs, glowing ink sacs, all this good stuff. So now all of those items are sorted, and you know what? It's been a great episode, guys. Thanks for it. Just kidding. There's more. There's way more. Are you joking? This isn't all the items in the game. It's like half of them, maybe a little more than half. All right, so right under our nether portal here, inconveniently located, is our way to get down to the second floor. You just kind of boop, drop in, and below us we can see the super smelter at work. So we don't have to go into the service area. We can just drop down to the second layer of our storage system. So here is our bulk storage. Also some items that didn't fit up top that we don't use as often. Our wool, because we have a ton of wool. So we resorted all of our wool. We resorted all of our carpets so that our carpets are being sorted. Over here, we have all the flowers. Since we have that flower farm, we end up with a lot of flowers randomly. When we go and get some dye, we try and pick up a shulker of each. We have all of our sugar cane, so that if we ever overflow from our farm, we have just random items, feathers. We should probably change those out. Grass, stuff like that. Seeds, and our dead bushes. Yeah, some of these are going to eventually get changed. We just needed a place for them at the moment. Down here we have this entire row is just for stone, because we have enough to justify it. In fact, it might almost be full. That's bad. All of this is for cobblestone again. Oh yeah, it starts there. So probably going to fill up eventually. And then some more block types we have a ton of. So smooth stone, we have our stone bricks, we have our black stone, because we need a ton of it, so we produce a ton of it. We are even sorting our coarse dirt, you guys. Finally, it's our first item sorter with coarse dirt being sorted. We have our grass blocks, regular dirt, sand, and then it gets a little silly over here. Our wither roses are down here, our sea pickles, sea grass for our turtles, and then, ooh, we have an empty one. That's good to know. Yeah, we have our coral block types. Look at that. Look at us. We're so good. We're even sorting those out, and alive and dead. So we don't have to worry about those getting all up in our overflow system. Over here, we have our books, apples. We could probably move the apples. We don't need that many. And then more overflow for our stone types. So, cool stuff. I think there's one more level we didn't go down. Yep, over here, we have kind of a lot of items that we're producing from our gold farm and bartering farm. So things like soul sand, overflow for iron that hopefully will fill up once we fix our iron farm, gunpowder, honey, kelp blocks, ladders, bottles, netherrack we need, this stuff, whatever that's called. Eventually we'll have more of that, all of our different leaf types, and all of our different random items that the piglins give us. Oh yeah. So we got a ton of that, a ton of leather, and that is all for the storage system, you guys. I hope you... No! I'm just kidding again! There's more! I realized that this area wasn't going to be big enough for our... all the items we want to sort it. So something I've always wanted was an item sorter that sorts out all the stuff like the fences and the gates and the trapdoors and all of the different colored items. So we built it. We said this wasn't enough. We expanded it. So let's follow our river stream. You're probably wondering, we have this that goes up here, and then we have another one that comes out to the balcony, and I think we're going to redo this a little bit so that it's not protruding in there as much. But it is on the side of the mountain. We'll show a little aerial view here. Check it out. Pretty cool. But yeah, it's actually leads to a staircase. This staircase goes down to the maintenance level where we can fly in from anywhere, where we can, let's see, come down to this staircase where from here we can head over this way and get to our smelter area, so we can do maintenance on that if we need to, or check on things if they're broken. But it also keeps going. It keeps going, you guys. Down this way, if we take this staircase all the way to the next level, we can get over here to our... I guess this would be our third area for item storage. Yeah, so this one's just a big row. It's less complicated and a little bit fancier, or a little less fancy, but look at this. It has all of the different fences, all of the different fence gates, all the different terracotta types. It also has all the different glass types, slabs, trapdoors, glass panes, stairs, door types, button types. We even have more area for our wool just because we need it. Carpets, and then on the other side it keeps going. Yeah, that's right. We have all of our dyed, our crazy terracotta, cooked terracotta, whatever you want to call it. We have all of our different kinds of stone slabs and stair variations and walls, things like that, just so we don't have to sort them all. That's really nice to have, actually. Concrete powder. Hopefully we need to make some more of that, but this area isn't that colorful, so we don't need to worry about it yet. And then all of continued stone types and things like that. So that is all of the storage, you guys. Believe it or not, I'm telling the truth now. And obviously we still have that other storage system. So the water streams, they lead all the way in to the other one. So, ooh, don't die. Oh, I can't believe I didn't take damage there. Okay, hold on. We're gonna have to sleep before we go over all this. Good morning. Alright, so if we follow the water streams, which we're not going to, but they run through the mountain and into our overflow, so our original's automatic storage system. As you can see, like everything from there drops down, goes through all of the different colors and the different variations. This is our reset point up here so that the items don't all just disappear from being active for too long. That's how big these water streams are. I didn't want to risk it. So it gets fed into a chest that gets dropped down into this area that is eventually makes its way all the way through the colors and stuff, and then into the overflow area. So if we go down the stairs, I know it's a little complicated. Eventually, someday, we'll make it all make sense with like the layout and stuff. But I wanted to make sure we had a staircase connecting all of them, at the very least. So that way, when we start building, we'll always have that. And then those stinking Endermen always putting dirt down here, trying to make this place look messy. Oof. All right. So down here, we still have a bunch of items that we just no reason to put them in this item sorter yet. But all this gunpowder we don't need at the moment. All the kelp blocks and iron. There's also some honeycombs, but we sorted those. Oh no, we didn't. Still plenty of honeycombs. But yeah, this is our overflow, our actual overflow. So this will basically sort out any of the items that we put too many into the system. Because if you throw like 100 stacks of something, it's not going to be able to have time to sort each of them unless you have multiple hoppers for one item setup. So this is where we can kind of come. Eventually I want to put like another system like we had in Mooncraft Season 1 where we could drop it back into the items area, but that's a really long water stream that I don't feel like doing right now. Yeah, we'll set that up someday. But yeah, down here is our overflow, and then this entire thing is basically like a big overflow for items like that we get a ton of, or items that don't make it through. So if we fill up 3 full chests of gold blocks just in case, we won't just lose them in our overflow. They'll come get sorted down here. And then I left a couple blank spaces because I'm sure we're forgetting about a few. So we got some blank spaces over here. See, like this one, we forgot about deep slate copper. So we don't really get a ton of that because it's not a super common block, but we are sorting it just in case. Unfortunately, we couldn't fit ice up there. We might eventually, if we ever make an ice farm, we'll probably rearrange some things. But yeah, just some more random blocks that we want to be able to sort. Like these, we don't have a ton of these right now because they don't really fit any of the themes that we're working on, but we have a space for it. Overflow for wood types, just in case. We don't want to be wasting wood. And then all of our potion ingredients, we have a double of those. And then we even have all of the different coral fans and coral tubes down here as well, just because I wanted to be able to sort them. There's a lot of them, and we don't go through a ton of them, but we have a space for them if we ever do. And then just some more random stuff like gold pressure plates. For some reason we always have a ton of those. Chorus fruit, and then the workstation blocks. All of our cooked food as well, just because we only eat golden carrots right now, but every once in a while we have some cooked stuff, especially when we get that guardian farm rolling. We'll need a space for our fishes. But yeah, I think that's everything, guys. I think that's the entire storage system, and yeah, it's 3 different parts. So we have our overflow here. In here in the middle, we have all of our different what's it called? Color types. We'll have to name these. And then up top, we have our main area for storage, which we're going to put in the middle of the castle that will eventually take up this entire mountain. And we can just kind of fly into it. We can get to it from the nether hub. And, I'm just tired of redstone, you guys. Tired of talking, so I think we're going to end the episode here. And by the way, we are going to finish decorating this area. We're going to put something else like this, not the same, on this side. Probably get rid of this, so that we have a nice way to kind of just fly in, because that's usually when we travel. We got to be realistic. It's got to make sense. And then we're going to decorate all of this. It's actually going to be like dripstone and stuff like that coming down from the top. Like we're like half cavern, half castle. I think it will be lots of fun. So, thanks for bearing with me, you guys. But we finished the storage system, and before we end today's episode, fly, don't die. Okay. Oof. close one. Before we end today's episode, we have to knock some things off the task board, and we're getting close to being able to knock this ugly thing down. That's right. Let's see. We finished the item storage system. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? We got it. All right, so we can knock that down. Woo! Super smelter complete. It's not 100% complete because we still have to put our output somewhere accessible from our main like storage area, and I think that's it. Oh, I thought there would be more. Bummer. All right, well, that's gonna be it for today, guys. Make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed checking out this madness that we undertook this week. And make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're excited to see some more content of us doing absolutely ridiculously huge tasks and knocking off all of the things on that task board. That's going to do it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me, because I sure did. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.